Okay, back to Ted Cruz. Just had to play that bite for you. I just saw there's a caller online calling me delusional. Let me read what this is about. Russia delusional. You know, Cruz is not every minute you have a Lindsey Graham get behind him. Says a Trump supporter. You don't know? Well, let me take it. Let me just take. Is the guy ready to go? Have you finished the screening process? You got his Social Security number? Okay. Clay in Lansing, Michigan. Greetings, sir. I'm sure you didn't expect to get on the phone this soon, but here we are. What's up?
No, Rush. After 25 years of listening to you, I never thought I would get on this fast. Thank you for 25 years. I've been listening to you every day.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
I think, sadly, what you all fail to realize is that perpetually you're painting Ted Cruz as an outsider. He paints Ted Cruz as an outsider. The Tea Party tried to paint him as an outsider. Yet I'm going to read you 5 names. Lindsey Graham, Mitt Romney, Jeb, exclamation, exclamation, exclamation point, Bush, Nikki Haley. How much more insider can you get than this? Okay? The establishment is going to destroy Ted Cruz from within, and then the Tea Party is going to back its bus right over his head if he ain't careful.
Okay, run that last thing by me again. What was it you just said? The establishment's going to destroy Cruz from within? Is that what you said?
The establishment's going to destroy him within because he's buddying up to these people, and the Tea Party hates every single one of them. What is Cruz doing? I know he wants to be the last man standing against Trump, but the point is he's destroying his credibility. When Cruz first announced, I'm like, yep,
wait, hold it just a second. Now, there's a mouthful here. First, I need to know. Are you for Cruz, or are you for Trump, or are you for Kasich?
I was originally for Cruz. I am definitely for Trump.
Okay. You were thinking about Cruz at one point, but now you're for Trump. Okay.
Sure. When Cruz first announced, I was all on board with Cruz.
Right. But then Trump came along and just electrified everything, and that swept you up. I understand that. Now, these endorsements, you realize what these people are trying to do.
They're trying to save money to keep them alive.
They're trying to save themselves. They're wrapped up in the success of the party. Cruz is, whatever else he is a Republican. There's nowhere else for these people to go. Cruz is their last gasp, and they are not happy having to do it. Lindsey Graham said so. When he endorsed Cruz, he actually started singing the praise of Kasich. This does not mean that Cruz is an insider. This does not mean that Cruz doesn't mean what he's talking about. This doesn't mean that Cruz all of a sudden is a new best friend of Mitch McConnell.
No, but it's hypocrisy in action right there. If you are outsider truly, ditch the pack, Ted. Run as an outsider on your own money. Put your big money where your big mouth is, and run it like Trump is doing.
You were never. I refuse to believe that you were a Cruz supporter. Original Cruz supporter wouldn't be speaking of him in this manner as you are.
Sure, I campaigned for the man on the Tea Party.
Yeah, but now put your big mouth where your big money is, or put your money where your big mouth is, and get rid of your PAC and fund yourself. He doesn't have that kind of money.
No, but Trump does, and that's why he's bigger than the establishment and bigger than the media. Right. He can dictate and take the message right to the masses who are tired.
That's all well and good, but none of that says that Cruz isn't who he is. You're essentially saying that Cruz was all fine and dandy until these establishment rubes started moving in and started endorsing him, and that means the establishment is going to try to take over when Cruz wins or if he wins or whatever. This is the same stuff that happened with Reagan. I have to tell you, Clay, it's the exact same stuff that happened with Reagan. They didn't like Reagan in 76. They didn't like Reagan in 1980. They tried to stop Reagan in both campaigns. When Reagan won in 1980, they had no choice. And then when Reagan proved to be 2 landslides popular, all of those people that supposedly hated him couldn't wait to be standing next to him every time a photo was taken. They were the hypocrites. Not Reagan, and Cruz is not the hypocrite here. What's he supposed to do? Stand up and say, sorry, Governor Bush, but I don't believe you. I don't believe you really want me to win. So I would appreciate it if you would endorse someone. Is that what you want him to do, Clay?
You say that because Trump says it. Trump says it. He denounces his endorsements that he doesn't want. He doesn't need them. He needs the votes. So he takes the message to the masses, not to the establishment. The establishment will destroy Ted Cruz from.
Let me ask you a question, just a hypothetical question, and I'm not predicting it by any stretch. I just want to know what happens to you, your support. What are you going to do if somehow Trump does not get the nomination?
If Trump does not get the nomination, I would most likely go and pull the R lever for Cruz, and I know I would lose. Cruz will not win one state north of the Mason-Dixon line.
And you think Trump can?
He will not pull one Democrat vote, Rush, not one.
And you think Trump can win?
Trump is already getting 30% of it. I'm on the ground game here in Michigan.
Look,
I've watched it happen.
I know, but have you happened to notice all of these so-called Republicans promising to either sit out or vote for Hillary if Cruz is in those 30% he's bringing in? Some of them could be canceled out by these spoil sports deciding to vote Hillary or stay home.
Rush, I initially thought that myself. Never in my life in 6 campaigns have I ever worked alongside Teamsters, Democrats, truckers, people that have never considered buying what Romney was wanting to sell or McCain wanted to sell or Bush wanted to sell. They'd hang up on me. They will talk to me with Trump because he takes the message right to the American people. And you know what? They are sick and tired. He's running as an American, Rush.
I know
that. I don't know, but
Clay, wait a minute. I know why Trump's working. I know why people support Trump. I'm the guy telling everybody why. I'm asking a specific question here. Sure. You have to be aware, whether they mean it or not, there's a bunch of spoiled sports on the Republican side. I mean, you talk about hypocrites. They're openly trying to find somebody other than Trump or Cruz, and if they don't find something, they're claiming they'll vote for Hillary. I talked to a guy last night who is in the so-called conservative movement, who deals with a young conservative media types, and he told me they all hate Trump. It's horrible. They're all talking about voting for Hillary. And he said all these Democrats Trump's bringing in, I'm worried how many people on the Republican side they cancel out by not voting. I think a lot of it's just talk right now.
It is definitely talk. You honestly trust the media, Rush? I mean, seriously. They will tell you anything to keep a story alive. Okay?
No,
you have got to see it on the ground to believe it.
When did I just? I didn't even mention media here. I talked to a guy who has a lot of friends who are in the quote-unquote conservative media. I'm not talking about the mainstream media here. And he's telling me it's driving him crazy how obstinate and single-minded and stupid they are. They hate Trump. They despise Trump because they think they should. They're young, aspiring conservatives. They all want to be David Brooks. They all want to be Bill Kristol. They all want to be, they want to get a book deal, a Fox News gig, and maybe a Saturday New York Times column. So they do whatever they think they have to do to get that. And part of doing what they have to do to get that right now is make everybody know they don't like Trump. And they claim to be conservative. This is not a media thing. This is not the New York Post or the New York Times or Washington Post telling me this. My only point to you, the only question is, I'm the guy who pointed out that Trump's bringing Democrats in. That isn't news. I'm the guy that pointed out that Trump's coalition happens to be exactly what the Republican Party has always claimed it needed and wanted in order to be able to win the White House. Now that Trump's the one putting it together, they don't seem to be interested. But on the other side of this, my question is, all those Democrats, what happens if those numbers are canceled out by a similar number of Republicans who hate Trump, either not voting or voting for Hillary? There's no answer to the question. I'm just pausing. As I say, that's now. This is March, not even April. And a lot of people have their noses out of joint. Folks, you just have no idea. Despite my best efforts to try to convey to you the emotions and the thinking of the people I'm talking about, these are people, in many cases, whose their own self-esteem, their self-worth, the things they tell themselves every night to reassure themselves how great they are, how important they are, they tell themselves that they are crucially important to the outcome of events. They shape opinion in their minds. And they are facing a hard, cold reality here with the existence of Trump in the campaign. They have, from the first moment Trump got in the race, maligned him, impugned him, ripped him, criticized him, mocked him. They've done it on TV. They've written about it, and it hasn't mattered. They haven't been able to stop Trump, and they are questioning their own self-worth. They don't want to do this. They do not want to think of themselves as irrelevant or ineffective. And because they're facing that reality, their anger is multiplying at Trump. Well, I guess what I'm saying is you don't realize how personal this is to a lot of people who have devoted their lives to thinking that they matter when it comes to shaping public opinion, influencing public opinion, defining certain things such as intellectual conservatism. Or, if it's not intellectual conservatism, defining what it is to be a good moderate, or defining what it is to be whatever it is. There's a lot of people here shaking, and those are the people, not all of it, but many of the people. I'm voting for Hillary. Would never vote for Trump. I couldn't possibly. I'm staying home. Those are people. Well, I'm telling you, this is affecting them personally. Anyway, so it's not media. It's not the usual suspects here. Anyway, I got to take a break. I'm way long here, folks. This seems to be the case all the time. But back in